muốn này cái kia mà mời tiền kia giá muốn kia giá có kia mà
Let's go.
No, that's actually true. I don't know people that have to say that.
What up, Victor?
The seafood oil is the people that eat like
What's good, bro?
yeah.
We're gonna go to Water World.
No, that's actually good because she gets sick. So, how do I get sick from food?
Food fair người ta có thấy thế nào đâu.
I ate a year-old chicken and had more of it. Where? It was it was a Domino, and I ate it because I was hungry. I was only okay. Wendy?
I need to sit.
What up, Danny? You're here? Let's go, W.
And I got really bad food. And then I threw it
There's a huge budget.
in the kitchen.
There's like
Oh, okay, bet.
What? Rachel. Oh.
Is it pack over there?
Welcome to this performance of Waterworld. As you enter the arena, please do not walk on or over the bench seats. Please take small children by their hand and use the stairs and aisles. This show contains many water effects, and there is a strong chance that you may get wet. For your convenience, the green benches in the arena have been designated as wet seat sections. We recommend that you keep all belongings off the floor and cover any camera or video equipment you may have. If you have any questions or would like
I just got here right now,
to see a show, thank you.
so I'm gonna do Water World. Yo, what's good, crew? Yesterday we came in the morning. They don't need like 2 rides. Today too, it's not gonna be a long stream. Today they close at 10. It's gonna be kind of short stream just cause I do gotta go somewhere.
Designated as wet seat sections. If you have any questions or would like assistance, please see a show attendant.
No, I couldn't. The show starts at 3:15. I got here at 3 o'clock. So by the time I walked up, they're already putting everybody in. Yeah, crew. I would have stayed longer and I would have watched it at that time. But since I got plans, I'm only going to do a couple rides. I'll show you guys the process of the roller coaster and then I'm going to dip. So probably like an hour or 2 hours, so I'll be here.
This show contains many waterfalls. Use a stroller.
Let's get it, Danny.
For your convenience, the green benches in the arena have been designated as wet seat sections. If you have any questions or would like assistance, please see a show attendant.
Thank you for the likes. Did you guys see my short? I uploaded a short of the Grinchmas tree. Of them testing out the tree and a small preview of how it looks in the plaza. So pretty much after this, I'm gonna go do the tramp. I love this show. If you guys ever come to Universal Studios Hollywood, make sure to come to see this show. This show is the best. If animal actors were here, I would have told you guys go. You guys gotta watch that one. And show effects, you guys gotta watch that one too. Those three shows right here are the best in Universal. But unfortunately, animal actors is gone. Is no longer here, and show effects is also no longer here due to Fast and the Furious roller coaster. That's the reason why those two shows actually are not here no more, because of Fast and the Furious.
This show contains many water effects, and there is a strong chance that you may get wet. For your convenience, the green benches in the arena have been designated as wet seat sections. If you have any questions or would like assistance, please see...
I know, me too, bro. I used to love that show. Animal actors, I used to love that show. Yup, exactly, crew. That one and show effects. The show effects, if you guys remember, it was more about how they make the movies, how they added sound effects in the movies, stuff like that. Yes, sir, crew. The show starts at 3:15. Right off the rip, I had to do this one. They do close late at 10. Kind of mad about that because when I wanted to close late, it never happens. And the times that I'm busy, they close late.
Congratulations, you made it to the 𝐤𝐤𝐞. If everybody can do me a favor, take a quick look down where you're sitting. Everyone look down where you're sitting. If you're sitting in a green seat today, there's a real good chance you're going to get wet. Okay, if you don't want to get wet, push on up to higher ground. Find you one of those silver seats up there. Okay, we have some takers right there. If you're sitting in a silver seat directly behind a green seat, clever, but maybe not clever enough, we just ran out of green paint. Mason, you may also get a little bit wet. Alright, if you don't want to, take the same advice, push on up. Nobody? LJ, nobody's moving. I don't know either. Either they're not paying attention or they don't mind getting wet. They might not believe me. They might be asking, say, am I really going to get wet? be asking, Sage, how wet must we get? Just ask those people right there. Wet. Okay, so once again, water, you. Water, you. Agua, suede, Wasser, H2O. If you have any questions, about the water, green seeds, and just went up right there. Questions, that's right. Yep. Any other questions? Any questions at all? Nope. Questions right there. Hey, 𝐷𝐢𝐤𝐞. If people have any questions about the water, the green seeds, answer them. The one's right there. Yep. We're here to answer your questions. Right, you have been warned. Okay, here's the deal. If you're going to be on this 𝐤𝐤𝐤, my 𝐤𝐤𝐤, you're going to work. All right, everybody works. If you're going to work, you've got to train. Are you ready? Well, it doesn't sound like you're ready. Sounds like you're asleep. Okay? We'll get you ready. All right, everybody in front of me. Let's try that again. Are you ready? There it is. 𝐿J, my people are fired up, ready to go. How are you people looking? They're almost there. Yeah. Here we go! Wake your people up and do the thing. Yeah. That's it. Send it on around, 𝐿J. Give me 3 times. Yeah, what? That you can't count? You people can't count? 4's after 3, but nobody said anything about 4. Half in, half out. What is that? 𝐿J, have a little fun. Mix it up. Yeah, I don't know, that felt intentional on your part. All right, you're done. Here we go! Just this side! This side! This side! Just that guy! Give it to him. Yeah, just do what you got. That's pretty good. All right. Okay, let's do this. Let's get 𝐤𝐤𝐤 section, 𝐿J section, my section. Everybody together. Make some noise! All right, boys, get back to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this performance of Waterworld. This show contains many pyrotechnic effects. For your safety and the safety of performers, we ask your cooperation in remaining seated during the entire performance, keeping all aisleways clear. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
the future. The polar ice caps have melted, and the continents are deep beneath the waves. The survivors live in these floating fortresses known as atolls in this place called brave explorers plunge in search of a dry land, the last remaining on the planet. But the 𝐷𝐤𝐤, maniacal leader of a group of evil raiders called smokers, is determined to find dry land first. He's ensured that no explorer has ever returned until now.
Hey! It's a woman! Looks like it's Ellen! Turn signal! Open the gate!
Close the gates! Mac, keep a lookout!
Ellen?
Sage, come help me!
It's good to see you alive. Where have you been? It's pure dirt. How did you come by this?
I've been to dry land.
Ellen, dry land is a myth.
It's not a myth. I've been there. It's our salvation. We can all start new lives on dry land, but we have to hurry. The deacon and the smokers are after me.
Smokers in the distance! Battle stations! Mac, sound the alarm! Ellen, get to the tower! Okay. That gate, get it locked down. Mac. Seaplane, I can't see it. Mac, where's that seaplane? It's coming from the south! Yeah.
Break the wall!
Over now!
goods. Hey, who's got the golf ball? Hold that thing up, nice and high. Hold it up. Oh, little kid has got my golf ball. No, we might actually need these people. Like this. Brothers and sisters!
Hey, Deacon! You hear that? These people aren't your brothers and sisters. These people are me!
Shut him up.
Now you shut us up.
Shut up. Roll us up. That's right. Yes, sir, children. You poor lost souls under floating pile and sheet metal. The provider has spoken. And he tells me personally that somebody here knows the way to dry land. Dry land! We're going to pay for dry land. Taxes and tithing. Sweet Joe property, visit, cruise it, drill it, and build an 18-hole monument to my beloved self.
You'll never find dry land, Deacon. I won't let you. You need to move Mariner.
Mariner. Hey, Chuck, shut the gate. Are you talking about your boyfriend? Your half-man, half-fish boyfriend, the guy that poked out my eye.
Is that what you're talking about, huh?
Bring me the girl. The girl, right over here. May I offer you a smoke? Don't do that. Oh, I see you like games. Yeah, I know you do, Ricky. I'm a big fan of games myself. Keep an eye on her. Guys, what you got up there? Good. How about that? I need to know the way to dry land! So the game is called The First One That Talks Lives. That makes you the winner.
Tell him! Don't tell him anything.
And this guy's a loser. Drop him! Some people just don't know when to let go. You're gonna tell me where dry land is, Helen, or you're next.
If you're approaching at high speed!
Excuse me for just a moment. Why didn't you shoot him, Chuck?
He's gone!
Gone? What do you mean gone?
He's gone under the water!
It's him! The Mariner's under the water. Guys, gunfire now! Helen! Did I say anybody could be used for party was over? Is that what I said? What did I... You're dead! Give me that. Get that girl for me! Where are you going, Ricky? I know the Mariner's right over here. I can see him and I've got one lousy eye. Vernon! Listen, when I say take his head off, I'd like you to take it off. Vernon? That's it, take his head off. He's got guns, he's got water, and he's just kicking our butt. Well, that was hard to watch.
It's because you have one eye.
I would move. Get over here and find out what's wrong with this thing. She's getting away! What are you doing with a fish boy? He's not your kind. Actually, if you have a kind, let's find a flounder. Tell me we got a runner over here. Find me another weapon. Yeah, I gotta say, you're genuinely starting to annoy me just a little. You're not gonna ruin my plans for dry land and kill that mutated freak. That's all you are is a freak. You're a freak. Give me a weapon, will ya? What are you doing? Weapon, weapon, weapon. Keep off! I'm up here. Go it! Thank you. Whoa, come on, fish boy. Let's go, me and you. Man against fish.
You've got something on your face. You've got something on your I think we got him.
Helen! You got something on your back. Why is he still alive? Oh, we're dead, alright? Get on top and get that sink pipe back in here. Have him blast everything to Kingdom Come. I'll take care of the freak. Shut up! Duck cousin! Alright. I need something bigger. Whoa! Ask and you shall receive. Hey, fish boy! Now look what I found. Big burka. Well, I sliced it, didn't I? Right into the water, it has it. Do me a favor up there and stand in one spot. Oh, you're gonna use Chuck as a shield. I never liked Chuck. Yes! Yeah, okay, thank you. 𝐾𝐨𝐲, a single tear rolls down my cheek. Get up. Somebody signal my seaplane. The money. How do you like that? I think all of my men are dead. Good! Your boyfriend's dead too. Climb that ladder. I've got a brand new vision! Pilgrimage for two to dry land. That's right, that'll be me and you, Helen. Just think of it, the two of us, savoring the sweet flavor of dry land. Why don't you just show me the way? It's stinking! You got packed! We got a plane to catch! Come on, fish boy! Let's go!
Here comes the seaplane. Pull up, cousin. Pull up. Pull up, cousin.
Crashed my plane. Nevertheless, I got your woman. I killed your friends. So who's gonna stop me now? You? I don't think so. Because you don't have a leg to stand on. Yes! I'm thinking about your world. Celebrate the
Deacon!
What? And you! I'm taking you with me!
On dry land. Hurry!
And so the Deacon's threat has ended, and civilization may start anew on dry land, while the mariner rows the 4 points of the compass on the endless seas of Waterworld. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Waterworld.
Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it.
Thank you! Ladies and gentlemen, you might recognize some of our performers from their work in film and television. From The Forever Purge, Richie Fiorillo. From Hot Water, Brian Combs. From Star Trek's Picard, Matt Baxter. From NCIS Origins, 𝐤𝐤𝐞𝐞. From Beverly Hills Cop 4, Joey Wilson. And doing that amazing 45-foot fire dive from Roadhouse, 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐵𝐞. Ready on the boat, here come our heroes. From Marvel's Runaways, Hannah Bible. And from Disney's Gamer's Guide to Everything, Spencer Rathkamp. From 911, my name is Greg Dolph. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day at Universal Studios Hollywood.
We're pleased you enjoyed Waterworld. In order to prepare for the next performance, we ask that you please exit the arena as soon as possible. If you would like to meet the Waterworld cast, you'll find them by the main entrance as you exit the left side of the arena. Thank you, and have a great day at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA.
Let's get it, World. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for seeing our show. We greatly appreciate you and all of your energy and support. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Safe travels. And come on back and see us again sometime. Thanks a lot.
That way?
What up, Toad? How's it going?
See the plate?
We just did Waterworld. Okay. Ew, Bo. Bo, what are you doing? Alright, we're gonna go do the tour. Yeah, we're gonna do the tour next. We're not gonna stay here too long. And it's a full house. Full house at Universal. Full house. So
That's the cutest fairy
okay, well, oh yeah. Wrong park.
Pero wrong part. Está bonito, pero el lugar
I like the jaws.
Ya, sí, lo que está enfrente de mí lo miras.
I like it. Alright, we're gonna go do the tour. That's where we're going next. So go do the tour. Ready for the tour?
Yeah. In the mornings, Officer Baptist.
There you go. I was trying to remember his name, Officer Bam.
I saw him there.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. King Julius. King Julius.
Looking good, Your Majesty. Is that a new headdress?
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
Wow, King Julian, you just clear a path, don't you? Like, you get him on the camera. Oh, it's declaration time.
He's ready for his close-up, Mr. DeVille.
No kidding.
Wow.
You look like Tawny Katane in a
First time
White
seeing
Snake
that.
video.
I first time seeing that.
Oh,
Never seen that before. He's allowed to do that too, huh? Everybody's out. We got King Julius, Donkey. Probably miss Shrek and Fiona. Shrek and Fiona.
you gonna produce the waffle tomorrow? What a good idea. Are you gonna make them? Do you have a special recipe? What do you put in that one?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. If you guys get lost, right? What do you do?
A T-Rex. I have to go with T-Rex, bro. A T-Rex. You saw that?
Need a refill and
Okay. Yes, sir, Victor. Yes, sir. Let's go. Yeah, it's a full house today at Universal. We're gonna go do the tramp, but I do need a break, so.
You can't eat all those free samples. We gotta get Lisa's present.
It's Krusty's burger joint. You got Moe's right there next door. Pretty cool. Krusty Land. $40 for Krusty the Clown, right? But it's not fun because they don't let us record in there. If they would have let us record in there, for sure it would have been more dope. I would have been doing it. ¿Así? ¿Vas a ir? So it is packed today, and it's a Sunday. They do close at 10 today. Kind of mad because the days that I want to be here until closing time is the times that I'm usually busy. Like today, I'm busy. So pretty much like at 5, I gotta head out from here because I have some errands to do, which kind of sucks. If I was not busy, I would have stayed here until 10 o'clock till they close. But because they close, I am a little bit backed up. We're gonna do the terror tramp. I keep saying it's not the terror tramp. It's the tour tramp. I'm still in Halloween, in the process of Halloween. I can't get over it. Terror tramp, death exposure, the weekend, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Bloodline. Up here we had Insidious, Ghostbusters, Terror Tramp, Monstros, Quiet Place. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. But unfortunately, because HHN is now over, kind of sucks. Until next year. Hopefully we have a good next year like this one. We'll see what they have, because really hoping and crossing my fingers for Resident Evil. I really do want to see Resident Evil over here. If Japan did it, why not us, you know? Resident Evil, at least a show, or like how our friend was saying, in the lower lot with the Purge, the Blumhouse, down there with them. If they don't want to make a maze, I don't really see a show too much because there's no room for a show of Resident Evil, but it would be nice. Yeah. So I do see a maze of Resident Evil. Have Nemesis, zombies, like Death Exposure. That could have been turned into Resident Evil maze. Instead of Death Exposure, it could have been Resident Evil maze, and then from there, it would have been a nice maze. What do you guys think? Resident Evil? Resident Evil. Let me move over there. Yeah, Resident Evil would be nice if they did had a Resident Evil maze. We just have to wait and see what they have for next year. I was even saying the Gremlins, but it is Warner Brothers. They own that, so I don't think so. But it would have been nice to see Gremlins. Gremlins would have been nice. Uh, 13 Ghosts would have been nice. I just can't get over HHN, man. Can't get over it. Can't get over it. They are filming something in the lower lot. Not too sure what it was. But yesterday we tried when I got on the tram. New York was closed due to some filming. Again, I'm not too sure what exactly. But it was closed. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you are right. They did close Universal. I mean, they did close Jurassic, but not right away. I would say in the midst of HHN, they pretty much closed the ride.
If you need help with directions, let me know. I got you. Okay. I know my way around this park. You can also always download the Universal Studios Hollywood app, okay? That's going to give you show times and wait times and all the park info you need to know to get around as easily as possible, okay?
Thank you.
For your safety, folks, please have no
I'm okay. I don't need them.
on that red safety line. Please
Thank you.
stand well back as the tram enters the station. Please stand well back of the red safety line. Look down at your feet. You should be standing on a star if you want a tram or a seat on the next tram. And also make sure you have a pair of 3D glasses. Please do not cross the red safety line until we say it's safe to do so. All aboard, please. All aboard the next tram.
Another hour.
Please make sure you're standing on a star behind the red safety line. Standing on a star means you have a seat on the next tram. Please stand on the star waiting for the next tram.
Welcome to the studio tour. Be sure to slide all the way over to your right-hand side and fill in all available seats. And make sure you remember to grab a pair of these bad boys, your 3D glasses. If you forgot to grab 3D glasses, go ahead and raise your hand now. Let us know. We can get them over to you before we head out. So do we have any hands in the air? Anybody need those glasses? Okay. We should be in the clear. They don't actually need to wear these yet. We're saving them for King Kong 360 3D and Fast and Furious Supercharged. Those are two parts of the tour where it's going to get bumpy out there. So if you're traveling with any small children, any guests whose feet don't touch the floor of the tram while they're seated on the tram, make sure they're seated towards the center of the tram car, just not directly next to the tram gates, because we want to help keep everybody safe out there as we spend the next 45 minutes to an hour together exploring a real working production studio. That's right, we're going to take you through one of Hollywood's biggest, busiest, and oldest studios in all of Hollywood. So sit back, relax, we're going to be heading out in just a few moments. And watch your arms and legs as those tram gates start coming down.
If you're standing on the low, please look down at your feet. You should be standing on a
Now, by show
star
of hands, is this
next to
anybody's first time on the studio tour? Okay, I'm basing a few people in my front car. A few hands scattered through all the cars, actually. It looks like we also have a lot of repeat riders here as well, so hello, welcome back. Now, maybe we've ridden together, maybe we haven't. But my name is Olivia. I'm going to be your tour guide today. And we have a lot of ground to cover, both literally and figuratively. We have over 100 years of movie history to talk about. And our lot is dozens and dozens of acres. Again, we are one of the biggest studios in Hollywood, so we do have a lot of physical ground to cover as well. And we're going to be covering that thanks to Glenn, our wonderful driver, who's going to be getting us safely around the lot today. Yes, give it up for Glenn. This tour could not happen without him because I'm sitting backwards and I don't have a license. So really, I'm just here to give you fun facts about movies and TV shows and Universal history. And I'm also not even doing that part alone. I do have a co-host who's my dear personal friend, but you may know him as the host of The Tonight Show. It's Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world's famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our
What up, official?
Today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Now, before we can get into all the fun and excitement, we do have some safety rules to cover. So first, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red E-cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Remember to use the red cord above your head if you need any assistance. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. And please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. And be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board the tram. Thank you. We head towards the front lot for the first part of our tour. Now we're making our way down the Universal timeline. We've got a little timeline of some of our greatest films throughout the years on your right-hand side. And our very first film premiered in 1914. Now the following year, March 15th, 1915, we officially opened the gates of our studio to the public. And our founder, Carl Laemmle, introduced a walking tour. So guests could walk from set to set, marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But keep in mind, this was during the silent film era, and once we invented sound for the movies, we needed quiet on set filming. So the
That's a
original
real fire station.
But in the
real
1960s, we were inspired by the Gray Line bus tours that originated in Hollywood and decided to introduce our own driving tour. We made our cute little glamour trams, which you see on your screen. And on July 15th, 1964, we had our first official studio tour.
None yet.
Now the tour has changed throughout the years, but in essence, it's the same. We're going to take you through the studio. We're going to showcase some special effects. Back then we had things like the burning house, which you see on your screen. It was a controlled fire. The rock slide, those of course were all fake, lightweight rocks that tumbled safely downhill. Cute little movie rocks. Now the special effects we've got in store for you today are bigger and better than ever before. But before we get into that, we get to drive past our sound stages in the front lot. Over to your left, we're passing by Soundstage 12, one of our oldest sound stages on the lot. It's been home to a lot of incredible productions. These are just a few examples.
Let's get official. How's your day?
So yes, all of these scenes, including ones like this, where it looks like it's outdoors and at night, were all set up and filmed inside Soundstage 12. And what you see on your screen is an empty soundstage. As you can see, does not look like much. However, you'll notice that the walls of a soundstage are heavily padded, and that makes the space 98% soundproof. So it's almost entirely closed off from the outside world. And you'll also notice that sound stages have no windows, so any external light is also closed off. They're also closed off from the outside world, which creates a space where filmmakers get to build their own world for their production, controlling the lighting, whatever sets they want to build, and almost completely controlling the soundscape. Now inside a soundstage, you even have control over things like the temperature, and it goes way beyond your standard heating and cooling. For example, several years ago, they filmed The Thing, kind of hard to say, starring Kurt Russell. It's a great horror thriller film. It filmed over in Soundstage 14, coming up on your left, and that movie is set in Antarctica. So they actually refrigerated that entire soundstage because they wanted to be able to see the actor's breath on camera to add to that sense of realism that they were actually filming in Antarctica. So there's really no limits to what you can do in our sound stages. For example, we also filmed a sequence for the original Jurassic Park.
Always happy to see you guys.
14 as well. Specifically the scene where the kids are sitting up in a tree and the Brachiosaurus comes up to them, and it's one of the few peaceful encounters with dinosaurs in that entire movie. And they had a fake forest built in there. They had a big fake Brachiosaurus as well, because while they do use some CGI, computer-generated imagery for Jurassic Park, we also used a lot of puppets for the dinosaurs, a lot of animatronics, and we had that all set up in Soundstage 14. Now, every example I've given you so far have been of movies that filmed on our lot. But of course, you know, we have a lot of television that films here as well. Soundstage 14 and several other sound stages on our lot were used for Bel Air, which is the dramatic reimagining of the 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which streams on our streaming platform Peacock. Stars Jabari Banks and Ali Sholatin, and it's always fun to have them on the lot because they're very friendly. They'll come out and wave to the trams a lot. We also have Lopez versus Lopez filming on the lot as well. That's a TV series starring George Lopez, of course, and his daughter Mayan Lopez. But if you take a look over to the right, you'll see those pesky little minions outside that Illumination Entertainment sign. Because not only do we work on a lot of live action film and television projects here at Universal, we work on a lot of animation as well, working with both DreamWorks and Illumination on projects like The Secret Life of Pets, the Super Mario movies, the Despicable Me films, Sing, and more. Now, see another little animated character over to the left. It's a statue of Ted. Now, Ted's a great example of the fact that we do a little bit of everything here at Universal. Because Ted has movies and a TV series. There is a prequel series streaming on Peacock. And Ted is blended live action and animation. But no matter what kind of project you're making, whether it's live action or animation, film or television, it's going to require a pre-production phase. It's when all that planning and producing happens before the cameras start rolling. And a lot of that work happens in these production bungalows to your left. Now, these offices belong to several different production companies and producers, including Amy Pascal of Pascal Pictures. She's a producer on all of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films for Marvel, as well as Greta Gerwig's Little Women. And coming up on your left, you'll see an MP sign and the Wicked logo. That's Mark Platt Productions, producing Wicked Part 1 and 2, starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Wicked is in theaters now, so I've got a little message for you from the director of Wicked, John M. Chu.
Hey, Studio Tour. You're seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes movie-making magic today, showing you up close how filmmakers, like me, bring our dreams to the big screen. After your tour, the magic of Wicked continues at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you can experience photo ops, props, and costumes from the film, and fun bites and drinks from Shiz and Emerald City. But first, here's a look at Wicked.
Come with me to meet the wizard.
I couldn't tell me. This is your moment. I'm coming.
If you think that's something to see, wait till you see this. You're good.
Very good.
Wicked, rated PG.
Now, I am a huge musical theater girly, so I'm so excited to see Wicked. I haven't gotten to see it yet, but I highly recommend it. It's, of course, our latest film, and it's one of our biggest releases of the year as well. Now, we are familiar with musicals here at Universal, because also back in 2016, we did our filming of Hairspray Live on the lot as well, which also had Ariana Grande in it, starring as Penny. And they filmed in this soundstage over to your left, as well as in our Metro sets, which are going to be ahead of us. Now, I'm going to let you know now that our Metro sets have been very busy recently, so there are a ton of equipment and trucks clogging up the street, which is cool to see, but it's going to keep us from driving through our Metro sets. There's no room for our trams, so we'll get a little drive-by glimpse at the Metro sets, but we won't be able to drive through them today. However, I do want to talk a little more about these sound stages over to the left. It's actually 2 sound stages in the same building, and we have these additional offices built in the front. One of them is home to Lopez versus Lopez, as I mentioned previously. And they're also very friendly. I've seen George Lopez out here. He's waved to my tram before, but they're not filming today. And the other is home to a new workplace comedy series that's going to be airing on NBC called St. Denis Medical. It stars David Alan Grier from In Living Color, Wendy McClendon-Covey from Bridesmaids and The Goldbergs, and Allison Tolman from Fargo and Why Women Kill. And it's filmed mockumentary style, similar to The Office, takes place in a more rural hospital, and it's sure to be hilarious from the clips and promos I've seen so far. That's going to be airing on NBC, so be sure to check that out when it's time. Now, once again, I appreciate your patience. We're waiting our turn to head up to King Kong 360 3D, but before we head to the jungle, I'll tell you a little bit about the concrete jungle of our Metro sets, even though we won't get to drive through, because you will see a little glimpse into the Metro sets. Now, the main street of our Metro sets is called New York Street. We also have areas like London Square and Courthouse Square, but the areas of our Metro sets are not limited to representing the areas they're named after. Our backlot sets are all designed to be redesigned. So New York Street has been used as Chicago in The Blues Brothers. It was used as Boston in Live by Night, starring Ben Affleck. Of course, it's been used as New York several times throughout several decades. And it was also used as 1960s Baltimore for Hairspray, as I mentioned. And went as far back as the 1800s for Bram Stoker's Dracula, where we brought in horse-drawn carriages and we covered the streets with dirt. So not only can you change what city you're in, you can also change the time period you're in as well. These sets were also used as a 1940s Los Angeles for Captain America: The First Avenger. Now, I know it sounds like a lot of work to completely transform these buildings between every production. But the great thing about working on a backlot is that most of these buildings are not real buildings. They're all facades, so they're designed to be redesigned. I'll go ahead and show you on your screen what the inside of a typical facade looks like. And it doesn't look like much. These sets that we're going to drive past are not designed for interior filming. They're for exterior scenes only. So if you're walking through the city, you're sitting on a stoop, you're sitting outside a cafe, you're going to film in our backlot sets. And it may look like we're going to be driving past brick and stone buildings, but these exteriors are actually made out of lightweight, inexpensive materials like plastic, fiberglass, and plywood. It makes it really easy to then change what these sets look like between productions. Now, we're going to see down into our big city street, we do have a small town area of our metro sets as well. We call it Courthouse Square, but you probably would recognize it as Hill Valley from Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2. It's been very busy recently because they film a lot of the TED prequel series out there because they made the courthouse building look like a high school for the TED prequel series. That's where our main character goes to high school. So I've actually got a little montage of filming examples out there so you can get a good idea of all that's filmed out there. Well, not all, some of it.
Let's go watch. No, deal. You would like it. Deal.
As I mentioned, that's just one small area of our metro sets. Our metro sets are the largest of all of our backlot sets, and they make up a 4-acre area of the lot. Now, since we're not going to see much, I want to point out one specific building we'll be driving past. It's called the Lyric Theater. You'll see the big marquee standing over on this corner. They used that in Spider-Man 2, starring Tobey Maguire. That was the Broadway theater that MJ made her Broadway debut at. But take one last look at the concrete jungle. We're heading up to the real jungle for King Kong 360 3D. So I'm going to pass it over to the director of King Kong, Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Action! I like films that just take you away from your own real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. All kind of places. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Be sure to remain seated, supervise your children, keep your hands and feet inside the tram, hold on to your belongings, and no flash photography inside of the attraction.
We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had all this number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island, so he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times, and he wears the scars of a lot of ancient battles.
The island. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. The social world.
Kong 360 3D. Such an amazing attraction created by the team at Weta Effects. And you've probably seen their digital effects before.
What up, Jaden? Yes, sir. King Kong.
Productions. But now you just got to see their work projected onto two of the world's largest 3D screens, each over 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. They designed the attraction alongside Peter Jackson himself, and they're very talented at Weta. They now have 7 Academy Awards, their most recent win for their work on Avatar: The Way of Water. They also worked on the original Avatar, several Marvel projects, The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, The Batman, and The Last of Us TV series, starring the love of my life, Pedro Pascal.
It's a project like a studio tour. The audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving it along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Now, King Kong 360 3D utilized digital effects. So that was all computer-generated imagery, CGI. And when you're making a movie, CGI is done, it's added in during the editing phase. Now, if you use practical effects, that is a special effect that you use on set. So practical effects include things like fire effects, explosions, stunt sequences, special effects makeup, and all the kinds of effects that we used in our monster movies. We've got this gorgeous monster mural over to your right, and our monster movies are a huge part of our history here at Universal. Now, of course, we didn't have digital effects back then, so we used only practical effects for our monster movies. And nowadays, we use a blend of both for most of our projects. Now, I want to talk more about our history with the monster movies, but before we get into that, I want to talk about a more recent project that's filmed out here on the lot. You can see the soundstage for The Voice over to your left. The Voice has filmed out here for several seasons, and their most recent season filmed in sort of spring, early summer, so it was very busy out here during that time. And it's now airing Mondays and Tuesdays on NBC, so be sure to check that out. And back to the monster movies. Now, one of our monster movies actually filmed in this little lake over to the left. That's right, even that lake is a filming location on the lot. It was used as the Black Lagoon in our 1954 3D monster movie, Creature from the Black Lagoon. And not only was that lake used as a filming location, but it's also been incorporated into the studio tour. You see, back in 1974, we had The Parting of the Red Seas. It was inspired by the film The Ten Commandments, and Charlton Heston, the star of the movie, would, quote, part the waters for our guests. Made it look like the glamour trams drove straight through.
This tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
Now, we also had practical effects incorporated into that as well, with fake water mines, torpedoes, and prop submarines out on the lake. But going back to our monster movies, we're actually headed into our Little Europe sets, which were used for several of our monster movies. These are the second oldest sets on our backlot. They date back to the late 20s, and they were used in films like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Bride of Frankenstein, The Son of Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Wolfman, The Invisible Man, and more. Now, back then, these sets looked very different. They were very dark and gloomy, monster-ridden village streets. But now you'll see these sets are very colorful and inviting. We've got flowers in the windowsills, striped awnings on the windows. And that's because these sets got a complete makeover for our comedy series, The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location
The afterlife? Come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, if we've got any fans of The Good Place on board, this little building over to the left that has the blue doors and the red windows, it's to the left of my front car and it's ahead of my later cars, but that is one of the many, but kind of the main frozen yogurt shop from The Good Place. And whenever they filmed outside the frozen yogurt shop, like that scene where they were sitting at a table outside, they filmed right there. But of course, anytime we saw a scene inside the frozen yogurt shop, it was a completely different set constructed in one of our sound stages. Because just like our Metro sets, our Little Europe sets are all facades. Because once again, they're designed to be redesigned. And The Good Place finished filming several years ago, so these sets have changed a little bit since, but we do like to keep some elements of The Good Place around if we can. Things like the railway station over to the left, that way fans can recognize it as we drive through. Now over to your right, this little town square area is called the Court of Miracles. It got that name from its use in the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and this area looked very different too. The buildings looked a lot older. There used to be a big fountain in the center of the square as well. So I actually want to show you some footage from our monster movies so you can see what Little Europe used to look like. And we'll give you a good idea of just how much we're able to transform our backlot sets between productions.
Listen now, the monster, he's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Go! Your torches and
Find out your shelter.
So clearly, a very different vibe. And I love that footage as well because it shows some areas of Little Europe that we can't even see because there's actually more going on the inside of these sets than you even might realize as we kind of drive through this one street. Our sets may feel smaller than you expect, but then once you actually watch the footage of them, they have more than enough space to work with when you're filming. Because when you're making a movie or a TV show, really all you have to do is fill the frame. And your imagination is going to think that those streets keep going and the buildings keep going. It's going to fill in the rest that we don't see within the frame. And Little Europe has been used time and time again. It's been transformed several times. It was also used as the Kingdom of Genovia in A Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement, starring Anne Hathaway and Chris Pine. They actually, in that film, have a parade sequence on the exact street we're driving on right now. And you know, they just announced that they're making another Princess Diaries movie, so maybe they'll get to film out here again. That would be great to have them back. And we also use this set as the storybook setting for Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy and Whitney Houston. So we had big musical numbers out here. In fact, I think they did have a musical number around the fountain in the opening number in this area as well. But kind of on the opposite side of things, we also completely dirtied up these sets, covered the streets with dirt, had barrels of rum everywhere as we made this set Tortuga for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and a few pirate sequels. We had stunt sequences filmed out here, fighting in the streets, some fire effects. If you rewatch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. So we've had a little bit of everything out here in Little Europe. We've even had the Muppets out here. We transformed Little Europe into the streets of Paris for the 2011 reboot of The Muppets, starring Amy Adams and Jason Segel, and the Muppets, of course. Kermit and Miss Piggy had a scene out here. So we've had monsters, Muppets, pirates, and princesses all in Little Europe. But, of course, it does go back to those monsters at the end of the day, because our monster movies were a really defining factor of Universal, and especially in those earlier years and few decades of the studio. It's really what made us stand out from a lot of other studios, and it inspired a lot of filmmakers along the way.
When we think of Universal, we think of monsters.
Dracula, Frankenstein,
Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame,
The Invisible Man,
Phantom of the Opera.
Classic films. They're just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, the flathead, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by this movie.
Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring people.
They still ring in our memories now, and we love them.
Yeah, Jaden, that is correct.
Pleasure of going in.
Now, speaking of our monster movies, I have a little fun fact for you about Dracula, our very first monster movie. Now, there's actually two versions of Dracula. There is an English version and a Spanish version of Dracula. And most of the time when we see a movie get made in another language, they just take the footage from the original language and then they dub over it with voice actors in the other language so the mouths don't really line up. But for this one, they actually had an entirely different Spanish-speaking cast, another director, and they used the same sets in our sound stages. So during the day, the English cast and crew would film, and at nighttime, the Spanish cast and crew would film. And it is not a one-for-one remake, so they look different. The directors had creative freedom. The shots are all a little different. There's a different vibe. And actually, some film critics prefer the Spanish version. So I have a little side-by-side comparison for some scenes throughout the movie, and you'll notice the subtle differences between the two.
I am Dracula. Soy Dracula. I never drink. Why? Yo nunca bebo.
And I love that fun fact, because that's honestly one of the few times in cinema history that that's happened. Now I got a little tour update for all of you because our tour is now approximately at the halfway mark. So I want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property, and if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention and I'll be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. Now we've spent a good chunk of time in our backlot sets, but we're actually about to head inside one of our sound stages. We got Soundstage 50 ahead of us, and last week we had a show filming in here, but since it's the weekend, nobody's filming, and our tours have gotten clearance to drive through and show you the sets. Now, they will be back for more filming tomorrow, so this is still considered a hot set. It's a closed set, and the term hot set comes from the idea that everything is set for filming, so imagine it is hot to the touch, don't touch it, don't move it. And if you drop anything inside of this soundstage, I am not allowed to get off the tram and get it for you. So again, be sure to hold on to your belongings, including your phone, especially if you choose to take photos and videos in the soundstage. Just make sure the flash is off as well. It's pretty dark in there. It'll be distracting to those around you. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the studio tour, you might remember that this is where we used to have our old earthquake attraction. However, we closed Earthquake last year, we gutted it, and we replaced it with a 2-level soundstage. That's right, the ceiling's pretty low in here because there's actually an entire other set constructed on top of us. Now, it looks like this production has transformed our soundstage to look like a San Francisco metro station, which is funny because our old earthquake attraction was also themed like a San Francisco metro station, but I mean, obviously that's just a coincidence. This is a very real set. If you look over to the left, in the center we've got a director's chair. That was just a little California tremor. Or not!
That is correct, Jaden. Earthquake.
And you know what, I did not completely lie to you. We did close Earthquake last year. It wasn't so we could change it into a soundstage. It was so we could refurbish the attraction because Earthquake originally opened in 1989, 35 years ago. So all of the fake camera equipment was from 1989. So it was not looking very believable or modern in there. So we had to bring it to the modern day. And Earthquake is a great example of those practical effects I was telling you about. No screens, no CGI back there. That was all real fire, real water, sparks flying, things designed to break all around us. And those are all wonderful examples of practical effects. Now we do have some more practical effects lined up for you here at the studio tour, but don't worry about that yet. First, we're going to take a peaceful little drive through the beaches of Amity Island, which, yes, you may recognize from Jaws, but don't worry. We've handled our little shark problem. You can see the shark is caught. It's all strung up on the pier. Got nothing to worry about. And as an extra safety precaution, we also have our police diver, George, out there doing one final sweep of the water to prove that there is another shark in the water. Okay, everybody remain seated and calm. I don't actually see George out there, so maybe he made it back to his boat, or shore, or not. Hey George, there is another shark in the water headed right towards you. Okay, I'm so sorry you folks had to see that. Once again, stay seated and keep your limbs inside the tram, because I don't want us to suffer the same fate as George while we waited out behind these very safe barrels of gasoline. Given to us by Bruce, the mechanical shark, George, the animatronic diver, and me, if I do say so myself, obviously. I was in on it, I know it's not a real shark, because Bruce has been part of the studio tour for over 40 years. And he got his name, Bruce, after the original mechanical shark they used while they were filming Jaws. And that shark was named Bruce after Steven Spielberg's lawyer. It's also the reason why the shark in Finding Nemo is named Bruce as well. But you know, I like to think that our Bruce is the best Bruce, because ours actually works. The Bruce that they used while they were filming Jaws malfunctioned so frequently that their production was delayed 100 days. But despite all the setbacks, Jaws was a huge hit. We're very happy that we got to work on it with a very talented director, Steven Spielberg. Now we have another practical effects demonstration lined up for you down here in our Old Mexico set. So once again, follow all your safety rules and keep your phones and cameras inside the tram, because I don't want them getting rained on. We're gonna have a little weather demonstration down here in Old Mexico, because pretty much every time you see it rain in the movies, that's us. It's entirely under the control of the filmmakers, because they need it to look consistent in every shot. So let's go ahead and cue the rain. That rain is coming from sprinklers, shooting the water up into the air and letting gravity bring it down naturally. The lightning is just strobe lights, thunder is sound effects coming from speakers, so it's a very simple system, but very effective. And we could keep things at this level of intensity, or we could take it up a notch. That was our flash flood demonstration, which you might recognize from the movie Big Fat Liar.
You can't outrun the wall, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that. Hang on, you fucking
If you look over to your left, you can also see a few more of the buildings in our Old Mexico sets, which were used for Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black, as well as Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now we're passing back by Amity Island, and as I mentioned earlier, Jaws was directed by Steven Spielberg. We've worked with a lot of great directors here at Universal, most recently working with John M. Chu, the director of Wicked. And did you know that John M. Chu got his start in Hollywood here at Universal Studios, but it might not be in the way that you think. You see, many years ago, we had a show in the theme park called Screen Test Comedy Theater, where volunteers were selected from the audience to participate in a live production demonstration. Guests could even take home a video of their performance. And if you look closely at this scene and the cast of this old Western bank robbery, that's right, that's a little 8-year-old baby John M. Chu. So who knows, maybe the next big Hollywood director is right here on board this tram. Now we've left the beach and we're heading on up through the suburbs. Over to your right, this house is called the Chicken Ranch. It was used in films like The Best. Here, I'll just show you a little montage, actually. houses to your left, that street that marks the entrance to Colonial Street. We actually have an entire mini neighborhood tucked away back there, about a dozen homes lining a cul-de-sac. And we can't drive down that street today, but you probably already know what it looks like, especially if you were a fan of the hit ABC series Desperate Housewives, as Colonial Street was used as Wisteria Lane on that show for 8 years straight. But a whole bunch of projects have filmed out there both before and after Desperate Housewives. So here are a few examples. We also once filmed an episode of the TV series Good Girls on Colonial Street, where we crashed a car through the front of one of our houses, on purpose, of course. And that car would be considered a picture car because by definition, a picture car is any vehicle you see on screen. And we have a bunch of picture cars lined up to your left. We have the gyrosphere from Jurassic World, the Jeep Wrangler from Jurassic Park, several Flintstones vehicles, several cars from the Fast and Furious franchise, 3 different films in the franchise, as well as Bumblebee and a Decepticon from the Transformers film. Now up next, on your left, we have a very iconic set. We're going to be driving right past the Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Okay guys, don't freak out, but if you look up the hill over to your left, or your right, my left, we might be running into trouble. Now yes, we did have a little Norman Bates sighting, but you know, Norman and I are cool. I drive past his house all the time, so I'll handle this. I'll do the talking. Hopefully he's in today. Let's see.
There's also a guy in the last room. He comes out and like
Yes, sir.
Hey, Norman. You know, tell your mom I said hi. She's looking great in the window, and you know, don't mind us. We're just passing through. Okay, we want to pass through, not pass away. So you can keep you and your knife up on the porch, and we're just gonna keep it moving, okay? Norman, you can say up on the porch. Oh, that was a close call for everybody. But it looks like everybody made it, thank goodness. I wouldn't want you to miss out on this set. This
That
is
is
one
true.
of the coolest sets we've got.
Scary music.
The world's crash site set. And yes, that is a real 747 crash to the left and a little bit to the right of us. Well, this movie was also directed by Steven Spielberg, and it starred Tom Cruise and a young Dakota Fanning. So here to tell you about the making of this film are Steven Spielberg himself and his production designer, Rick Carter.
The airplane crash site is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision. Things like, again, you sit down and talk about the way what if it's 747 was right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
It's your pleasure, okay? Come close.
Let me get in. Get in.
Alright folks, we are just 10 minutes away from the end of the tour and we'll be returning to the theme park shortly. So remember to pull the emergency cord if you need assistance and remain seated at all times. We've got one more set to tour, and that's going to be Jupiter's Claim from Jordan Peele's sci-fi thriller Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Stephen Yeun. Jordan Peele is the Academy Award-winning writer and director of Get Out, Us, and Nope.
What up, little Richie?
And I'm actually going to pass it over to Jordan Peele. He's going to be the one to take you through these sets.
Is it?
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. A nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, the gold rush frontier town, lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of no.
I don't like the sound of all that, so I think we should get out. Because Jordan Peele also wrote and directed Get Out. But I know it's a bad joke, okay? I know it's not very funny, but listen, I am not a stand-up comedian, and I'm not trying to be. Actually, outside of this tour guide gig, I'm trying to be a very serious actor. So I booked us all a very serious acting gig. We're gonna be extras in the next Fast and Furious movie, and we will be doing some stunts, so be sure to stay seated, supervise your children, keep your hands and feet inside the tram, hold on to your belongings, and no flash photography on set. We're gonna be filming 2 scenes today. Our first scene is gonna be a party sequence, no 3D glasses required. Our second scene will be our stunt sequence, and we will be wearing our 3D glasses for that one. They're going to double as protective eyewear while we hit the road. So just hold on to them for now. I'll let you know when it's time to put them on. So put on your 3D glasses. You're gonna need that protective eyewear.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
Move! After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime! Come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Lenny, hook him up.
Hit it!
Now we're moving.
Stop! Look out!
You can be the witness to whether we call it a day. The witness is mine, Lenny.
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away. Call in the trolls.
Way to go, Lenny. Not gonna happen.
No!
Don't worry, I got this. Hit the nitrous.
We're not gonna make it!
Ride or die.
Back there on Fast and Furious Supercharged, you all were giving me Academy Award-winning performances, truly. And what a way to go out. That was the finale of our tour. We're now taking you back to the theme park. So I'm going to pass it over to my co-host Jimmy one last time.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
That's right, we celebrated our 60th anniversary this summer because our studio tour started back in 1964. But while it's been 6 decades of the studio tour, we've got over 100 years of movie making history that we took you through today. And it's always fun to take people around the lot, talk about the movies that are filmed out here, television shows that are filmed out here, and give you a little glimpse of our history. Here at the studio tour, we get to put you inside the movies. And as movies get bigger on the big screen, we're excited to share more and more of what we've got to offer here at Universal with all of you. And if you like the feeling of being inside your favorite movies, plan to come back this April for Universal Fan Fest Nights. It's an all-new after-hours event that will immerse you in the worlds of the best of fantasy, gaming, anime, cosplay, and sci-fi, including Back to the Future, Star Trek, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. So to find out more, visit universalstudioshollywood.com. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the titles we talked about today on the tour, or any Universal titles in general, feel free to visit uphe.com, which stands for Universal Pictures Home Entertainment.com, uphe.com. Now I know your day might be wrapping up. I mean, we are open until 10 p.m. tonight. So if you're still going to be here for a little while, be sure to download the Universal Studios Hollywood app if you haven't already. It's a really helpful resource. You can save some time by using our mobile food ordering. You can order your food ahead of time. Then you don't have to wait in line when you get there. You just press a button, tell them you're there. Your food will be ready for you in just minutes. You can check all of the wait times for our attractions as well as show times for Waterworld on the app as well. And we also have a digital map on there, so if you get turned around, you can use the app to help figure out where you are and where you're headed. But thank you so much for joining us down here at the studio tour. We're going to be pulling into the unload area in just a few moments. So we'll end this tour in one of my favorite ways to end the tour, a little blooper reel. the main characters like the mayor and Cindy Lou Who, but every single extra you see in the background all had to have that Whoville special effects makeup. And of course, the Grinch himself, that makeup took several hours to put on and take off every single day. So they had an entire soundstage dedicated to those workstations. That's why it also pains me especially when I see the clip of Jim Carrey biting the nose off of the mayor of Whoville, because I just think about the amount of time that went into putting on that makeup and the amount of time that then they had to stop production to fix the nose after that. But of course it makes for a funny clip in our blooper reel, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. Now I appreciate your patience. We're just waiting to get the all clear that there's a spot for us at the unload area. So I'll play you another little clip. This one is actually a great historical clip because it's got footage of some of Hollywood's biggest names, biggest actors, but in their earliest roles before they were household names.
I'm gonna head out on Universal Studios. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. You guys know we don't stream Mondays, so I'll see you guys on Tuesdays. That being said, have a good night. Peace.
Real smooth play.